Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Lego The Lord of the Rings. Let's continue the story. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a cutscene that wraps up everything and there isn't actually any gameplay. I wouldn't be surprised. That may actually not be the case, but... What is this? This area cannot be... Okay, that's a level. So if I need to access levels, I may have to run around and do it with these flags. So we, in the last level, got Sauron's gaze over this way, away from Mount Doom. There would be reasons in free play mode to run around here and get collectibles, but I'm not doing that yet. I'm trying to do the story first. So I just needed to do that and get the gaze of Sauron, then it can let me hit Y, and we can go to Frodo or Sam in the Orc disguise. And we can now hit this, and so we just need to get to Mount Doom here in this level, and I think this is it. We're going to Mount Doom. We're gonna destroy the ring, the One Ring. I wish the One Ring had a different name, but it's like the One Ring is what they called it. They gave very fanciful names to a lot of characters and a lot of weapons and such, but nope, it's just called the One Ring. As far as I know, I could be totally wrong about that. It could have an actual name. So this is the scene where Frodo takes the ring for himself and becomes the master of all of Middle-earth, right? Because that's how the story ends. I'm joking if you haven't seen the story, although...
Do you remember the Shire, Mr. Frodo? Huh?
Barefoot, they're walking on a volcanic mountain. Look how he's just like all wobbly. They're not in their disguises anymore. Yeah, I guess that's one way to get rid of lava. Let go again. Again, I must think that any true fans, even slight fans of The Lord of the Rings, are probably going to be frustrated watching my coverage of this game. Because I'm not a fan and I don't know the story. I've said it almost every single recording. It's like, I don't know this. And it certainly has hurt my enjoyment of the game. And I feel like for little kids, that's a little bit of a problem. Because these Lego games very well might be your first introduction of a story like this to your children, and I'm not sure this game would point them into a desire to read the books or watch the movies. And it really, to me, feels like the right move would have been to see if you could convince the kid to listen to the story as you're reading them as like a bedtime story. I don't know if The Lord of the Rings really is an appropriate bedtime story. It may be too action-packed or too much or something. That's for each parent to figure out themselves. Jeez, how am I supposed to get that fishing rod? I don't think I am. Well, what am I supposed to do here? Yeah, I think my first attempt would be to think to myself, can I read the book series to a child? And then my second attempt would be asking myself if they could sit through the movie series taking some breaks, and that would require a lot of time. 9-hour movies that are gonna take their toll. I have no. Neither one of us have a fishing rod. Do we both need to jump over here? Oh no, I see it now. There's a little hook there where the rope is thrown, and I just wasn't seeing it with the backdrop of the very bright, distracting, although lovely looking lava. This is some kind of like platform, I think. Interesting, cool. Cool little cutscene that show that what would have been an easy path has gotten more difficult. So I have to stand on top of that, and hopefully the AI has been programmed well enough this time to stay standing on this. Well, either way it worked. The AI was programmed well enough to do some other things. Push this in there. Clear a path. What is that button? Nothing I need to. Come over here now and dig with a shovel. That gives me an item to throw, a rock to throw here. The rock throwing mechanic in this game is kind of unique. You don't see it very often in other games, because in other games there's usually, like Lego Batman, you have the batarangs you can throw, so you don't need a rock throwing mechanic. Similar devices are able to be used in other games. Let's see. That's a pretty decent example of the game just letting you progress for doing nothing. Not good gameplay design. It's not terrible. As long as you can move forward, it's alright, but I would have preferred my actions having some reason why those rocks start to go that makes sense. And it makes sense before I actually take those actions. Let's see. This guy is going here. This is trying to make it feel dangerous, even though it really isn't. I have to let the other guy through, see? So I can use this rope. But no characters really attacking us. Couldn't they have some orcs show up? I'm sure in the stories and in the movies orcs don't show up, but that doesn't mean the video game has to be exactly the same. Is this possibly an issue of too tight control by WB or the writers of J.R. Tolkien's estate? It might be, actually. I seem to recall something like that, that they had some very tight control, and they were very concerned about it being depicted correctly. So, for the movies. So if that was true also for the video game, where they said, no, only things that actually happen in the book are allowed, and you can't go off script at all, or add anything to it, that would kind of make sense. If that is the case, that is really another indictment of the many indictments of copyright, because honestly, J.R. Tolkien is dead. The Lord of the Rings should be in public domain, in my opinion. Anybody should be able to write any spin-offs, fan fiction, or make movies of it without having to consult or license at all. Blame Disney. In fact, there's quite a surprising amount you can blame Disney for. Got another one of them. That they're basically forever copyrights that they keep lobbying for in the United States. Get up there. You. Get up there. So, it seems like Frodo can't jump right now. Seems to be the case. He's so tired. Exhausted from his extremely long journey. I saw somebody calculated like how fast and how far one of the characters in Lord of the Rings walked, and it is ridiculously high numbers, which is not surprising considering the entire book seems, the entire story seems to love to play with numbers in a strange way. I guess I have to fall down to my death and get back up. So, wouldn't shock me for a second if he wrote something along the lines of the path from the Shire.
Come on, Mr. Frodo. I can't carry it for you. But I can't carry you. Come on!
Why can Sam not carry it for him?
Don't wait. We're almost there.
Clever hobbits to climb so high.
This lava rock would be scorching hot. Alright, so now we fight this guy. Do we call him Smeagol or do we call him Gollum? Was Smeagol always a split personality or a lie or what? I don't know. So we're just gonna throw rocks at him, I guess. And then we'll have to hit Y and switch when Smeagol jumps on the Hobbit. And then we'll try to do some fair trading back and forth here. Looks like there's a lot of collectible stuff in the back section here. I wonder if we even can make it to that in the main story mode.
Frodo! Destroy it!
The ring is mine.
So now we're going to have to fight the golem, but we're like totally under the influence too once we switch to sand. So here's a good example of them taking a scene, it feels like, and trying to add some more Lego experience to it, and some more video game experience to it. Here we can save and continue while we're here. And then might as well pick that up while we're here too. All these studs. Who built this bridge? Is this really the exact spot where the ring was forged? Well then why isn't there like an anvil or a hammer? What am I supposed to be doing right now? I think I need to hit Y. Switch. That's what I think I'm supposed to have been doing the whole time. But it wasn't prompting me. Am I supposed to be chasing after him? Nothing seems to be hurting him. Let's just ask a question here though. As Frodo, can I not just, you know, jump in the lava? Destroy the ring? Finish the game right there? Apparently not. Apparently that's not how the story goes. Tap that X button. Wow. Twice. Well, if the next thing falls on the bridge, I would heavily suspect the bridge is gonna collapse. We still have yet to find a character that can pull these orange handles. I haven't seen any character that's super strong, unless it's like the ogres or orcs, perhaps. So I think I need to just switch back here and tap X some more. I'm not getting a lot of prompting here. I would assume I'm supposed to just switch back here and hit him some more. Hit him with the frying pan. Down to 1 health. And this doesn't feel like I can do anything. Yep. Now it's telling me to switch. So we can build that. And then we can switch back. And now I have a platform. Now I can get up here. But I think I need to switch back again. Get this golem off of me. Now I'll switch. Yeah. He took off his hand?
Well,
I don't remember this. Alright, I'll believe it. Nah, he just put his hand back on. Yeah, that didn't really happen in the movie, that's what I was thinking. So wouldn't it be odd if the ring was more powerful now? Couldn't be destroyed in the Mount Doom and the protected golem? There's your sequel trilogy. So then, just like magically, in terrible writing, the tower falls, the eyeball goes away. Was the eyeball really Soren? Or just the eye of Soren, because everything else had already been destroyed? But I mean, that's really simplistic writing. What should have happened is the eye should have disappeared, and then all the other characters would have had to spend the next few months chasing after the remaining orcs who have become disenchanted and running away because they've lost their leadership. Right, so now we're just running. Missed the collectible there. Anytime you're running forward, it's pretty easy to miss a collectible. Oh, I didn't realize that that was the right jump. I thought I was going the total wrong way. Is the mountain itself attacking me? Or is it just erupting? Why would the mountain be attacking me?
It's gone.
Maybe the evil...
Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
Mr. Frodo. After this whole journey, you're still calling him Mr. Frodo. Why does that eagle have a lever? I suppose you could argue that the reason why Frodo could carry the ring is simply he was the weakest of all the characters in the story. Thus the ring couldn't use his power against him, as well as any of the powerful people like the wizard or any of the humans or the elves, who are actually pretty strong fighters. Of course, that's not what the story tries to tell you. The story tells you that he's somehow the purest of heart, and still
This day does not belong to
wasn't
one
pure
man,
enough.
but to all.
Only at the very ending do we get the other two Hobbit friends back together. So that was kind of pointless that they were even in the story, because they didn't really do anything. So we unlocked a weary Frodo and Sam, and then Aragorn, and then the last two characters are available to buy. And I bet the last row, most of the last row is just custom characters you can make. For Lego games, there's about half as many minifigs as you're used to. Or I'm used to, at least. But for the story, I don't know really how you fix that. There has been a prevalence of missing, how do I say this? Like, what they should have done is there should have been like an elf in a green outfit that was a non-important character that was never named. Then there should have been an elf in a blue outfit, and an elf in a yellow outfit. And then there should have been a human warrior in a red outfit, blue outfit. Just minions for both the good guys and minions for the bad guys. And they're just not there. They focus so much on the main characters. As much as they focus on anything, considering how short this game is. Let's finish the story and see if we get any more cutscenes. And then next recording we start free play. Well, no more cutscenes. So, what can I say about the last third? I think, having just played it, I think the last third is almost exactly the same as the second third of the game. It's not cram-packed with Lego levels, but that's the entire game. The entire game is super short for story mode. Way shorter than any other Lego game I've played. But it's nowhere as bad as the first level. The first third of the game missed significant amounts of stuff, at least in the original story playing of it. Maybe I'll go back when I get to free play mode and see, oh, they hit all these things all over the place, but it doesn't really feel like that. They're also doing something a little bit different, which I kind of like, in that I think all the red bricks that will give us the red brick detector and the mini kit detectors and all of those, all the things that will help me make sure I can play each level in free play and get all the collectibles easily. All of those red bricks are going to be done by quests that are outside of the level. And I kind of like that. It does almost make it so that you could play the first level of a story level and then get all the red bricks and then play all the other ones, but I bet you can't actually do that. Like all Lego games, this game is repetitive, and so the repetition now will be doing the free play stuff, which we haven't done yet, so that's not really repetitive, but then doing the open world stuff, which we haven't done yet, and then we will do the free play stuff that we have done those levels, but it will be a different experience. I am more critical, I think, of the story here than... No, the game is pretty bad. I was gonna say than the game, but on second thought, the game is worse than the story here. They were able to make 3 huge, big budget movies that sold a lot of tickets with the story of the Lord of the Rings. It's the game's fault. It's the game's fault for not putting in levels and interactions that built the world up of Middle Earth and told the story that the movies did. So I can't blame anybody but the game makers for this. This has been the worst story mode I've done, and I've done some bad ones. Lego Batman 1 is pretty bad, a pretty bad game. I wonder if we're even gonna run into bonus levels. We'll have to find out. Let's see. I think we're really close to the end of this credits, so let's stay till the end just in case there's a secret scene at the end. I don't know what it could possibly be. It would just, I would assume, be the Fellowship of the Ring sitting around the Shire drinking tea or something. But I want to sit through the credits at least once of the story mode, and then I will skip it every time if it comes up again. It probably won't ever come up again though. We still have a lot of work to do, so maybe all the open world stuff is just going to be awesome. That might be a thing. That's a lot of quality assurance testers for them to come back and hand this finalized products. But the problem with quality assurance collectors and testers or QA people is they just report the problems, whether the management says, okay, thanks for telling us about the problems, we're not going to change anything, or Whether they say, well, this is an issue and we are going to improve upon it, is straight up with the management. And at the end of the day, the manager should be held in charge for making this game. The manager is the management, because they let this go out as it is. And I would have pushed this production back at least 6 months if I was a manager. I would have said, this is nowhere near done. We need more levels. We need way more stuff. We can't be going from cutscene to loading screen to cutscene to small section of gameplay where they do nothing and fight no creatures and walk from the beginning of a cave to an end of a cave, which happened twice in this game. I would have put it back at least 6 months, probably 2 years. I probably would have said, let's get this right and do it 2 years. Now, they were probably a little bit hamstrung in that they needed to release this game near the time that the movies came out, but you really don't even need that. I don't think they got more sales for making a bad product and making a release date. You shouldn't do that anyways. It's just, it reflects badly on yourself and your company. You need to, if you need to push a video game back and do it. Personally, I love when video games are delayed. It messes up my YouTube scheduling because I often use the release dates of sequels to do retrospectives of their first games in their series. But I would much rather see a game be delayed and be done in a better fashion and be a good game than a game be rushed out to make Christmas season or holiday season and be bad. Come on, credits? The credits are still going. Credits are incredibly long in LEGO games, considering how people are. This EMEA company, I don't know what this is. I've never seen this before. Maybe they had some other people working for them. Like APAC too, I've never heard of them. So they may have also had people working that they hired out of production of the company. They've done that before. They've had companies make the usually awful vehicle levels were done by another company in Lego Star Wars, for example. And I'm kind of glad there were no vehicle levels in this, but how would you have put any vehicle levels in Lord of the Rings? Seems odd. It seems almost impossible that you would be able to put vehicle levels in this, and maybe that was part of their problem, is that they were upset, but I think they were probably producing too many games. At this point in 2016, it's kind of hard to think how many more LEGO games they can make. They've covered so many properties already. So we got to 25.9%. I guessed I would probably be a little below 25% collected by the time we were done with the story mode. Not a big surprise here. But yeah, I'll never know the truth, but it certainly feels like TT Games had too much on their plate with this one. We know they can make good games. We've seen other good LEGO games, so it just must have been too much on their plate. They must have been forced to do some other stuff. So here we are in, where are we? The minus. Let's see. Let's look at the map before we leave. We're in the minus Tirath area. So as far west east as here, we have some mithril we need to collect, which I imagine anywhere on the map that says mithril is going to be just, we have to get there and touch it. We've got all kinds of characters we need to get. We go as far north, like this whole area, I don't think the story goes anywhere. We go as far north as maybe around here, and that's Elvish, Rivendell area. Nothing over here. And then as far west as here for Arendor, and as far south as here. So it feels like we're gonna do probably a counterclockwise rotation around these areas in free play mode. But that's all we gotta do now. We've got to collect. We won't get any more treasure chests, I don't think, in free play mode. That, in the open world mode. I keep calling it free play mode, but the open world mode. So we'll need to get that later. I don't think we'll get any more diagrams, so the 7 of the 30 there, well, that doesn't make sense, because there's only 18 levels we can see here. We've gotten True Adventurer 6 out of 18 levels, so that means there has to be like 12 of the diagrams somewhere around here. There's really no count on the mithril that we have 28 of, but I think the 2 of 250 on the far right says that that's what we're going to use the mithril for. So we maybe need to have 250 or 248 mithril in our bag. We'll probably also start going to workshops and using the mithril to make more items. And then the most important thing is to get 19 out of the total 20 red bricks, because that's what's going to really help. That's going to give us these extras, which all are locked right now, except for Quest Finder, which I guess I can turn that on now. But we need to find all the other things. We did make it over a million studs, so that's good news. So we're pretty prepared now. Next recording, we start free play. It's gonna have no cutscenes, and it's probably gonna be longer episodes of an hour instead of 30 minutes, just to keep things going smoothly. So now we get to play the second game inside this game, and we'll see if it's significantly better than the first game. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.